Calah Jackson just shared the most unbelievable behind-the-scenes moments from the McBee Dynasty, real American cowboys at the heels of a dramatic Season 2 finale. After shockingly breaking the fourth wall and walking off set, Stephen McBee Jr.'s ex-girlfriend posted a whopping 20 never-before-seen photos on Instagram, showing her followers what life and filming was like on and around the Gallatin, Missouri farm. Many showed the production crew, such as cameramen and sound techs, as they filmed some of the series' most climatic moments, including when Calah walked away from the explosive family confrontation in the Lake of the Ozarks, the catalyst in her and Steven's eventual split. However, in Calah's BTS video moment, she laughed as a golf cart wheeled her away from the action, dragging her wheeled suitcase on the road. Other less serious snaps showed her with her late sister's daughter, Harlow, getting ready for her confessional scenes, and close-ups through the lenses of those working behind the camera. Calah asked followers to enjoy some bits as she extended her gratitude to those tuning in to the Season 2 finale on September 1. "Thank you to everyone who's been watching and supporting me through this journey," she stated. "It's been tough to relive last year, but I'm grateful for the lessons learned along the way and am proud of where I am now." Where is Calah Jackson after Season 2 of the McBee Dynasty? Since Calah jumped off the crazy train of her and Steven's relationship by walking off set and failing to attend Jesse McBee and Ali Ventresca's wedding, the Dallas native is back living in Texas. Before settling back into a routine of showcasing art at Samuel Lynn Galleries, she made sure to enjoy several stops around the country. She attended an LA film premiere and ate at the infamous Chateau Marmont Hotel and took her pup, Rocco, on a trip to Aspen, Colorado. On August 27, Calah posted on Instagram that she had the best week exploring and eating my way through Aspen, adding more pics from her trip. She featured moments from the Up in the Sky Music Festival, which comprised performances by Casey Musgraves, Glass Animals, and Suki Waterhouse, stating, "Colorado is so beautiful, I genuinely didn't want to leave." Is Calah Jackson dating anyone? Calah hasn't publicly revealed whether she's dating a new man, but she admitted to B&B that she lost herself during her and Steven's tumultuous 3-year relationship. Reflecting on the ups and downs, she said, "Maybe it's a good thing that I'm able to watch it back on TV because it really is just so eye-opening for me. I'm like, oh, why did I put up with this? Or like, I cannot believe I reacted that way to this." Meanwhile, Steven, who said the door on their relationship is closed permanently, also found room for reflection when watching the episodes back in real time. He told Bravo's B&B, "I still care about her, but watching everything play back is hard and brings back the emotions of that time period, so it'd be tough to still continue to talk in any capacity while watching episodes play back and not feel emotionally charged," he continued. "I wish her nothing but the absolute best and for all of the success in her life. She's an incredible woman, and we have so many great memories created together even through the tough times." The cameras had stopped rolling. The floodlights, so often pointed like interrogation beams in Calah Jackson's face, were now off. The mic packs were returned, the crew scattered to their next reality-laden assignment. And the McBee Dynasty, that sprawling cocktail of ranch drama, cowboy stoicism, and camera-ready chaos, had rolled its final credits for Season 2. But for Calah, the story wasn't over. It was just beginning. She didn't slam the door. She didn't throw a wine glass or deliver a neatly packaged catchphrase. No, Calah Jackson walked away with quiet certainty, her wheeled suitcase clacking behind her like a punctuation mark on the final sentence of a chapter she never wanted to reread. As the golf cart rolled over the gravel path, ferrying her away from the Lake of the Ozarks and the emotional train wreck she'd endured for 3 years, she couldn't help but laugh. Not out of humor, out of sheer disbelief. "Imagine leaving a dynasty in a golf cart," she whispered to herself, sunglasses hiding eyes that burned with uncried tears. The golf cart ride became a meme, of course. Someone on TikTok dubbed it the Great Escape, spliced with Beyoncé's Irreplaceable and a voiceover from Shrek. Within hours, it went viral, and Calah, whether she liked it or not, had officially become something more than just Stephen McBee Jr.'s ex-girlfriend. She had become a symbol, a wildflower. Chapter 1. Life After McBee. Back in Dallas, the skies felt wider. The air didn't smell like cow manure or hot testosterone. No one shouted about legacy or being a real cowboy. Instead, Calah returned to a loft lined with canvases and paintbrushes, where her bulldog Rocco napped peacefully, unaware of how many headlines his mom was in. It took her exactly 3 days to reclaim her skin. She dyed the tips of her hair dusty rose, just because. She bought a new espresso machine. She went silent on social media for a week. Then, on a dusky Thursday morning, she opened Instagram with shaking fingers and dropped the gallery. 20 behind-the-scenes photos. Each one a frame of truth. The cameraman crouched in the barn, sweat staining his shirt. A sound tech ducking behind a hay bale during the family blowout. Her niece Harlow clapping her hands as Calah touched up her lipstick before a confessional. And, of course, the final image. The suitcase dragging behind her golf cart, the sun setting behind her like a Western film ending. The caption? Sometimes the only way to save yourself is to leave mid-scene. Thanks for watching. Chapter 2. The Aspen Reset. August rolled in like a dream. Calah needed elevation, both spiritually and literally. So she took Rocco, packed her canvases, and flew to Aspen. It was during the Up in the Sky Music Festival that things started to shift. Under the stars, as Suki Waterhouse crooned heartbreak anthems to a crowd swaying like wheat in wind, Calah felt something loosen inside her. Not closure, not forgiveness, but a beginning. She danced barefoot. She painted in her hotel room. She met a woman named Tova at a wine bar who said, "You're not broken. You're just blooming in wild directions." That stuck. Chapter 3. Messages Unsent. While fans debated Stephen's side of the story, while Reddit threads lit up with Team Calah or Team McBee, something entirely more human was happening behind screens. Calah drafted a message to Stephen. She never sent it. Not because she didn't have things to say, but because she no longer needed him to hear them. The healing wasn't in him hearing. It was in her writing. You once told me I was too emotional, that I needed to be more grounded like the ranch. But soil doesn't judge a wildflower for growing where it pleases. You loved the version of me that made you feel more important. But I fell in love with the version of you I hoped would exist. Maybe that's our tragedy. Delete. That's when she began the Wildflower Diaries. Chapter 4. The Wildflower Diaries. What began as a private journal turned into something more. A digital zine. A blend of photography, journal entries, poetry, and behind-the-scenes peeks into life post-McBee. She called it the Wildflower Diaries, and by late September, it was quietly gaining traction among fans tired of curated influencer lies. Her first entry? Entry 01. How to Bloom After a Dust Storm. Healing isn't linear. It looks like airport bathrooms and crying while watching Top Chef reruns. It sounds like Suki Waterhouse under Aspen stars. It feels like leaving a dynasty in a golf cart, dragging your pride behind you, still waving at the camera like you're okay. Women flooded her inbox, some from broken marriages, others from toxic friendships. A few from the entertainment industry, whispering, "Thank you for showing the unedited version." Chapter 5. The Unfilmed Ending. Meanwhile, Stephen gave his press interviews, always calm, always collected. "I still care about her," he said. "She's an incredible woman." Calah watched one of them on mute. She didn't need the words. She knew the rhythm by now. Even his apologies were perfectly packaged for prime time. But she didn't hate him, not anymore. In fact, she lit a candle for him one evening, next to her late sister's photo, just a quiet blessing, for his future far from hers. Chapter 6. The New Flame, or something like it. Was she dating again? The tabloids asked. There were rumors. A blurry paparazzi shot of her in LA next to an indie musician from Portland. But Calah never commented. Not because she was hiding, but because she was finally enjoying something sacred. A life lived privately. Her mornings now were spent painting barefoot. Her afternoons walking Rocco. Evenings maybe a jazz bar, or writing another entry for her growing subscriber base of Wildflower readers. Love, if it came, would have to knock softly. She wasn't answering to chaos anymore. Chapter 7. Epilogue. No more reshoots. On the 1-year anniversary of that dramatic walk-off, Calah posted one more image to Instagram. Not a selfie, not a throwback. It was a close-up of a wildflower breaking through cracked concrete. No caption, just the image. But the message was clear. Some stories aren't meant to be rewritten or reshot. Some lives aren't sequels. They're standalone films, messy, brave, unedited. And Calah Jackson? She wasn't the girl who left the dynasty. She was the woman who built her own.